Hello, challengers and chariot chasers. My name is TBskyne, and welcome back to the boss designs of Dark Souls 2. So last time, we dealt with either both the Bone Lords and the chariot, or else only the chariot. That depends on what future Skyne, who's going to be past Skyne relative to me. No, he's going to be... Hang on. No, because when this goes out, past Skyne will have made 2 other episodes first, but he's going to be future Skyne from my perspective, so I call him... Anyway, it's gonna have been an episode on either the Bone Lords or the Chariot, or both. And now, having explored the Huntsman's Copse pretty completely, God, I hope I don't want any more skeleton bosses, please. I suppose I can't put it off. Like, I guess I have to. I mean, technically. Fine, I'll go. Welcome to a place I don't like. Oh god, even the walls are gross. Hello, you're I hate you, I don't like you. Do I need a torch? I need a torch. Oh, you! I already don't like this place at all. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like this place. This place is bad, and everyone who lives here is bad. I have to jump down there? No, I don't want to have to. Fine. Watch me die. Okay, I'm alive for now. Okay. The thing with the floor that falls away is just so evil. Oh no, spitting statues. Okay. Visions of boulder, but be wary of poison. Okay. Did the door just spit at me? Did you just spit at me? The door spat poison at me. The door! God, I hate this place. Okay, so that guy's up there. Oh, it's an explodey guy. Except he doesn't have his explodey aura. Guess he's just gonna be an annoying guy. Is the floor gonna fall out behind me when I jump down? I don't trust anything! Oh, those are hearts? Why are those shaped as hearts? Die. Why are those shaped as hearts? Go away. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't... Oh! There's something in them. Hi. Okay. Oh, you're ugly. And terrible, and I don't like you. What? No! It's acid. It's acid that's in there. That looks like folly down floor. Or not. Hey, a fragrant branch. Okay, that's something. That's something. Oh, f off. Thank God for poison resist ring. Yeah. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'll be around if you make it back.
Yeah. If I make it back. Did anyone else notice that it sounds like a heartbeat? The game is trying to tempt me to jump. And the worst part is I'm tempted to jump. Okay. There's a hole in the ground over there. Oh, that's not a hole in the ground? What the hell is it then? Is it oil? Oh! Ah! What? What? What are you? What the hell was that? What the hell? I hate this place so much! Okay, it is oil. And I can set it on fire just by rolling through? Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, what a character design. Jesus. That was awful. Oh good, we're right back where we started. Okay. So I don't have that many souls to lose. Which is the kind of thing you say right before you do something incredibly stupid. Because I can't help but feel it feels possible to jump over there. Okay, well, now we know that. Now we know that. The fog door is right there. Like, it's taunting us. It's taunting us! I was thinking maybe I go to the gutter and I almost instantly get to the boss door and it'll be really short, but no, 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 no. No, it's not gonna be that at all. To both of you. Okay. Alright. That bridge is gonna collapse under my feet, isn't it? No, okay. Okay. Oh, f you all. Screw you, lady. I don't know what that statue is of, but whoever it's of is an asshole. When's the floor gonna collapse under my feet again? I know it's gonna happen. Because I can see there's a second floor down there, so something... Yeah! Yeah! I knew it! Go away. No! Oh, you sons of bastards! Oh, if I jump over there, I'm dying. I'm dead. So what's my other option? Oh, I don't have one! I don't have another option! I have to be poisoned now. Okay, f that. Yeah. Yeah, suck it. Suck it. God damn. Suck it. I have to jump over now. Oh, I'm not happy right now. I am not. From Software, you bastards. Okay. Okay. Nope. Nope. Oh, what the hell? Don't explode, don't explode, don't explode! What the dick was that? Where are all those guys even stored? Like, do they have just like a supply closet? Is that where they're all coming out of? Now watch me jump down here and the floor falls out from under my feet. No? Okay. The thing is, if there is... Oh, I don't like that. Oh, what is that? Wow. That's a body. That's a big insect in there. Or something. What's that? What is that? Am I supposed to kill that? I could attack it, but I don't wanna. It doesn't seem to want me dead. Hi? Can I talk to you? Alright, it's passive. It doesn't do anything. Good. Just leaving you alone then. Not even touching you. We're fine. Let's go get killed by whatever in here instead. Okay, so several ladders. There's a couple, 3, 4, 5 ladders going down. So I'm supposed to go down, clearly, but, rolling? Oh! And then bonfire. Oh! Oh, just poison me, I don't care. Oh, God. Oh, hell. Jesus Christ. The sigh of relief that just went through my whole body. You have no idea. Because I was thinking, okay, there's a boss in here, and it's gonna kill me, and then I'll have to get all the way back here somehow. Thank you, message on the ground. Thank you. You are a good person. So I have to go down now. Wait, each ladder leads to a different... Oh, f*** you! Alright, so... That one is a trap ladder. It's just gonna send you to your death. Right, I see. Is that another bonfire? No, it's a guy with a torch. Okay. Those two both lead down there, which then leads down there. Which then lets you take that same ladder up. Or you could jump over there and try and climb down that way. But I think I'll go the direction where I have some ladders that I can climb back out with. Okay. So this is a bit of a scouting mission, basically. Just need to be... Yeah, because that's a cut-off ladder again. That's just going to send me to my death. Nope! Absolutely not. Okay. Well, we've reached the bottom, so now we can't fall down anymore. It's impossible. It'll never happen. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. There's further left to jump. Anything alive down there that wants to kill me? Not that I can see. I mean, there probably is somewhere, but... Not immediate. Another fragrant branch. Lovely. And now... Oh, are those gonna turbo poison me? What's the deal with them? It's almost like they've been neon graffitied. Oh. Well, not gonna need my torch, except... Is this gonna be a thing where... Oh, bonfire, 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 bonfire. Oh god, yes. Yes. So are the statues still gonna try and poison me? Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, good! Yay! Hello! Hi! How are you? Oh, it just got worse. Oh, it just got worse, didn't it? Hello. I remember you. I edited... Oh, you! You! Have you been the making the statues? Oh, he's composed of many bodies. Right, that makes more sense. Hi, hello. Hi. Oh, no, no, don't come closer. Stay back. Okay. The rotten, huh? Rotten indeed. Well, it's better than the bugs. Okay. That did less damage. Oh, I don't like that. So this is a flesh golem, basically. Ow. Yeah, knew that was gonna happen. Oh! That has long range. Okay. Alright, well, I know where to go now. I did okay, I think. All things considered. He's got some predictable attacks, like the overhead swings are easy. The side swipes, I need to dive into those, I think. I believe I have some fire arrows. Yeah, suck it. So what's the deal with those worms? Do they actually chase you, or do they just do that? Okay. So theoretically... Yeah. Okay. Slow and steady. Oh, you f***s. The thing is, these are all gonna, like, stop burning and respawn when I die, right? Okay, there's the invader. How about we don't fight somewhere where you have a million monsters helping you out? Whoa. Okay. Got rid of him. Round 2. I would actually like my... It's not that much, but... Oh, don't grab me. I don't know what you'd do with your if you grab me, but I know I wouldn't like it! Okay, definitely don't do 2 attacks. Because you can't stagger him, and he does that. Don't push me into the fire. Oh, shit.
Let's go.
Okay. So staying close to him kind of makes sense for a while. Until you run out of stamina, in which case... Okay, so I cannot deplete my stamina. Absolutely cannot do it with him. If I'm out of stamina, I have to prioritize having enough for a roll. Always. Okay. Alright. I think I got a handle on him. Think, unless he has some attack he hasn't shown yet. Okay. All right. Ah! And that's when I ran out of stamina. Don't do an overhead. Don't do an overhead. Thank you. Okay, that was probably dumb, but... Ooh. He did have an attack I didn't know. But you're dead now! Ha! Second try! Oh, he was a great soul! Oh. Oh. That was probably some of the best boss dueling I've ever done. Which doesn't say much, I know, but... Soul of the rotten who writhes deep within the gutter. The rotten embraces all. In his sanctuary, for all things unwanted or tossed away. Yeah, that makes sense, because this whole place is called the Gutter, right? It's a kind of version of Blighttown. Like, it's kind of the same concept. It's this deep underground place of refuse. Like a place that you throw down unwanted things, or like criminals, or whatever. But yeah, it's basically, it seems like a place of refuse, so... What the rotten is someone or something that collects and embraces refuse. In this case, looks like it was the bodies of hollows, or the bodies of the dead, of the undead. And as we've already seen, Drang Lake has a lot of refuse. It has a lot of unwanted, which are then collected, apparently, by this thing, and forcibly mashed together into one entity. And so once again, we have a boss design, a creature that is made that's made up of multiple constituent parts. The rotten is this one thing created out of an amalgamation of other bodies. But here it's where the Duke's dear Freya, like we talked about how that was a pure union of purpose and form, which worked together seamlessly and perfectly. Here, that was not a happy union at all. Like, everything that was part of the rotten seemed to be suffering and grasping to escape, basically. Trying to get away. So if the trend holds true, there should be another primal bonfire down... Oh, yes, there is. But that's not all that's down here. What do we have here? And how is it gonna try and kill me? Are those snakes... Are they gonna come alive and try and murder me? Okay. The city of the sunken king sleeps, as does the dragon within. Forbidden is the path to the ancient king's domain. Trespassers will face adversity befitting a monarch. With water dry and path amiss, woeful temptation is dismissed. Is that a portal that leads somewhere? Because before we do that... Just gonna make sure that thing is rekindled. Okay, chat, please tell me, is this the DLC? Oh, it's the DLC stuff. Okay, thank you, good. My main concern really is that I want to go back to Majula and spend my souls first. But I don't mind going to the DLC. Like, I don't mind that at all. Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Well, I've got an extra branch. I see. Good, excellent, cool. So, the thing we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to Strayed to see if he can make something out of the rotten soul. I suspect he probably can't. And then we'll have to go to, Crow Lady. Okay, he does have something for the... Ah! Oh, hello. Wait, why does he have that? Hood of the Forlorn who wander the land of the undead. Born of Aldia's obsession with the first sin. Aha! That scholar person! The Forlorn both lost their corporeal form and a world to call their own. Now they drift into other worlds, ever in search of a home. But without self, one has neither beginning nor end. And so the Forlorn have only to wander. Hey, look, it's identity again.
If you provide, I require.
Soul of the Rotten, there it is, Butcher's Knife. An oddly large butcher's knife, not your standard weapon, but certainly deadly enough to be utilized as one, absorbs the HP of foes. Who in their right mind would create such a thing? Perhaps it is best not to dwell on how it was likely used in the past. Thank you for the information. Bye. Okay then. So that was the Rotten. A horrifying flesh amalgamation of all kinds of unfortunate bodies, which should make for some interesting stuff for Future Skyne to analyze, as he laughs at my pain and all the misery it took to get here. So take it away, Future Skyne. Well, thank you very much, Paskyne, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot more fun to be me watching you suffer through that than it was to be you suffering through that. And what an interesting boss your suffering produced for us. The Rotten is a horrifying mass of essentially congealed bodies shaped into a vaguely humanoid monster that tries to destroy you with a meat cleaver. I described it at first as a flesh golem, that is to say a bunch of inanimate matter that has been brought to life, but honestly the more appropriate description for the Rotten might be a particularly aggressive cancer tumor. So, insofar as I can make out from the environmental design leading up to this particular boss, the Rotten is the final consequence of the conditions in the gutter. Because the gutter, much like Blighttown before it, is exactly what it sounds like. It is the trough into which all the refuse and excess of Drang Lake is directed and collected to rot. To find the gutter, we had to jump into something which I have come to conclude was not a well in the middle of Majula. It was an oubliette, a hole or prison dug in the ground into which those who are undesirable are thrown to be forgotten. The word comes from the French oublier, which means to forget, same root word as oblivion. And we know from the last episode exactly who it is that probably gets thrown down there. We know exactly who it is that Drang Lake has been desperate to dispose of. Those afflicted with the undead curse. But something that's worth noticing is that it's not every kind of undead that gets thrown into the gutter. As we've gone through Drang Lake, we have encountered hollows in all kinds of outfits and with all kinds of equipment, swords, axes, soldiers' armor, hell, even an undead lord long since gone hollow in his study. Because as we discussed last time, the undead curse does not discriminate. It affects everyone, high or low. But in the gutter, no one is wearing armor or finery. No one is wearing the robes of a nobleman. In fact, almost nobody is wearing much of anything. There are plenty of hollows, but no soldier hollows, no knight hollows. Everyone here is naked, wretched, and just barely scraping by in rickety wooden constructions that seem to have been put up with whatever material floats down the gutter for them to build from. Which tells us that yes, Drang Lake tried to get rid of its undead, but it tried to get rid of some undead more than others. It tried to get rid of the poor, the destitute, those who had nobody to defend them, and those who didn't have the means to defend themselves. They're the people who went to the gutter. And I would be spectacularly unsurprised if at some point during this game we come across some more, shall we say, well-to-do or rich people who had the luxury of going hollow in the comfort of their own home. Lord Seldora might have had the excuse of a great big bloody spider guarding his study, but as for the rest of them, well, I imagine there's a very different fate in store for a nobleman who goes hollow than a poor workman or farmer. So the gutter is full of the poor, the destitute, the desperate, and they are the prey on which the Rotten lives. And if you look at the Rotten itself, the reason why I described it as a tumor is that it seems to be growing out of control from one central starting point, that overstuffed, desperate, crammed cage that makes up its head. What it looks like to me is that the Rotten started out as an overstuffed cage full of undead who weren't afforded the luxury of individual cells, and as more and more people were stuffed into it, they started to melt through the bars and absorb others around them. And even still, someone seems to have attempted to restrain the Rotten. Those chains crisscrossing across its body speak of an attempt to hold back the inevitable flood of flesh and limbs that was probably rendered unstoppable by the powerful soul at the center of it all. And I'm not gonna lie, a monster seemingly created from the collective pain and suffering of the poor and dispossessed, straining against and eventually breaking the bonds that are placed upon it to wreak bloody vengeance with a giant meat cleaver, a proper working class weapon that. I mean, it would be easy, so very easy to start talking about this from a political perspective, perhaps embodying the Rotten less as a horrifying monster and more as the inevitable anger of the working classes as they rise up in a people's revolution. So, let's do that. Last time we were only joking, but this time let's try and take it seriously. Let's talk about the Rotten as a political allegory for the conditions of the poor in a world like Drang Lake. This is a bundle of sticks with an axe stuck in the middle. This is a symbol that goes back a long way. It's believed to go all the way back to the Etruscans, a prehistorical civilization, but it gained use and popularity, at least as far as we know, during the Roman Republic. The symbology here is fairly obvious. A stick on its own is fairly weak and easy to break, but when bundled all together, they become powerful and almost unbreakable. Strength through unity, in other words, is what this symbol is meant to represent. Many different bodies being joined into one to empower themselves with strength that none of them could hold on their own. But if you know your symbology, you might also know the name of this symbol, because this is called a fasces. And yeah, the connection there is exactly what it sounds like. The Rotten is not a happy union. That's fairly obvious the moment that you look at it. It's this melted, horrifying monstrosity of bodies that are basically forcibly stuck together into this one dangerous, overwhelming thing that nonetheless seems to be doing nobody who's part of it any good whatsoever. Every face is one of horror. Every grasping arm seems to be trying to escape from the thing that it has become. At best, there is this one protruding torso on the shoulder of the Rotten that seems to mimic the movements of the main body, almost as though it's directing them, but even that body is still melted into the horrifying cancerous mass of the rest of them, and doesn't seem to be especially happy with where it is. The Rotten preys on the refuse of the Drang Lake, those who were already too weak, too poor, or too alone to defend themselves, and the very dregs of those who are most miserable, who are most vulnerable, they fall to the bottom of the gutter, deep into the Black Gulch, and become part of this predatory mass. Yes, the Rotten is composed of the suffering and the misery of those who are lowest in society, but if we are going to read the Rotten as a political allegory for anything, it's an allegory for the ways in which those who are most vulnerable are preyed upon by cancerous lumps on the soul of humanity. This is not a glorious people's revolution standing up for the condition of the downtrodden and the oppressed. This is someone or something that has found a way to exploit and further profit from and torment those who have already been exploited and suffered enough. Now, the Rotten doesn't necessarily have to be an allegory for fascism. It could just as easily be an allegory for something like Stalinism and other cult of personality exploiters like cult leaders who take everything from those who are most vulnerable to the benefit of nobody but themselves. In fact, honestly, I don't think the Rotten is necessarily easily identified as one particular thing. More, it is a personification of a general trend. And here is where we return to my reading of Dark Souls 2 as a narrative about identity. Because as we've explored relentlessly in this series already, many of the bosses in this game have character designs that are in some way or another representations of multiple identities inhabiting the same body. And in my reading, therefore, they represent different stages or kinds of identity conflict and the ways in which that can affect a person. And what the Rotten is from that perspective is a warning. It's a warning that if you lose your identity, your sense of self, remember the Rotten is made entirely of hollows. If you lose your sense of who you are, you become vulnerable to exactly the kind of predatory consumption that the Rotten represents. You become vulnerable to the group identity that is promised by certain political movements. You become vulnerable to cult leaders who know how to prey on the uncertain, the alone, and the desperate. The rotten is the fasces. It tells the sticks that alone you are weak and breakable, but lash yourselves together, tie yourselves to me, and I will make you strong. It is an entrapping cancer growing out of a cage. So yeah, whatever real-world thing or phenomena, movement, philosophy, or politics you want the rotten to stand in for, what it ultimately represents to me is a kind of predatory group identity. A group identity that doesn't exist for the benefit of any of its members, but simply to pass the collective suffering of the people trapped in it on to whoever happens to come within range of its outbursts. And like I said, that can apply to a lot of different things. Yes, to group dynamics, but also to personal dynamics. I think we've all seen relationships, whether friendly or romantic, that go bad, but nobody breaks it off. Everyone stays in the misery and the suffering, seemingly for no other reason except that they can't think what they'll be if they let go of this other that they have attached themselves to, even though staying in it is actively hurting them. It can apply to all kinds of human relationships, whether personal or group-based, but personally, I look at this, and I can't help but think that I've seen group dynamics like that before, where everyone in the group is miserable and feeling trapped, but also has absolutely no way out. And because of the collective misery and suffering that powers the community, all the community is capable of doing as a whole is lashing out and hurting others. Yeah, I've seen that before. I've seen it very occasionally in real life, but my God, have I seen a lot more of them since I started using the internet. Hey, thank you very much for watching another episode of the Boss Designs of Dark Souls 2. This one ended on a bit of a bummer, even for a Dark Souls game. I had originally planned to go really hard on the rotten as a political metaphor, but the more I thought about it, the more that particular dynamic of self-hate and self-harm, and yet the complete inability to escape from the relationship that's causing it, became a lot broader and a lot more general, and in some ways, also a bit more personal. So yeah, maybe the analysis on this one ended up being a little bit all over the place, but if you would like to support me in being all over the place about a game like Dark Souls 2, then I highly encourage you to hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons down below, and maybe also that bell icon, because the algorithm doesn't exactly push this series very hard, even to people who might be fans of Dark Souls. This is partly because Dark Souls 2 is the unloved middle child of that particular trilogy, but also because, well, this game is 6 years old right now, and not a lot of people are going to be searching for it on youtube.com. So if you want to help me out, leaving a like actually does help me a bit in the algorithm. You can also share the videos with people who you think might find them interesting. If you want to help me out even more directly than that, well, I have a Patreon and a tip jar down in the description for that very purpose, and I would be immensely grateful for the support. I also have a merch store if you feel like spending money on something physical and tangible, but if you don't want to support me directly, I completely understand that. Don't even worry about it. But at the end of my videos, I do try to encourage people just in general to support smaller content creators with literally anything that you can give, because $1 or $2 donations, especially $1 or $2 pledges on sites like Patreon, actually mean the world for online creators like me. $1 or $2 can be the same as literally thousands of views on a video, and especially for smaller creators who are just starting out, that makes an enormous difference, even though $1 or $2 can feel like that shouldn't really matter very much. So whether it's me or someone else, please consider supporting your content creators directly with whatever you can, whenever you can. Anyway, if you haven't enjoyed this video, there's a dislike button down below, and I usually make up like a funny sort of joke story about the dislike button, but I'll be honest, the ending of this particular video kinda bummed me out a little bit, for real, so now I just want to play some Kingdom Hearts 3 and eat some ice cream. By the way, I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 3 over on my second channel. You should go and subscribe to it because it's fun and lighthearted, and Donald Duck is there, and you're not forced to confront the specter of like shitty online communities that used to consume way too much of your life, and now you think about them sometimes and wonder what kind of person you might have become if you had stayed in them and hadn't gotten out when you did, and you think about the people that you used to know and what happened to them. Like, did they turn out alright, or was it just you that got away? Yeah, the world is a lot simpler when you can just beat up some Heartless to solve all the problems.